Hurry, you're gonna have to do it. You wanna go live? Hey y'all, welcome back to Let's Talk Sis with your girl Tamika. A place where I created a safe space for us to have real conversations that heals, impacts, love, and most of all empowers. So today we're gonna try to get a little bit of empowered in here. I got my co-host. I don't know if you have to keep introducing yourself, but we're gonna let him introduce himself. Mr. Combo.
Yes,
Let's get
yes,
it.
Yes, it's your boy, 50 grand, Mr. Convo, back again, Mr. Haywood Watkins. Let's go.
Tell us about who
What
you
wanna
are,
know?
what you doing,
What you
what's
wanna know?
happening, what's
What
going
you wanna know
on.
about my
I see
week?
you got a new tattoo over there. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I got some new things going on.
Doing a
Got new
lot,
tats,
perfect.
new shirts. I just been working hard. New merch, trying to get some of these businesses going, man. Just
Combo
get-
printing.
Convo styles,
Oh,
custom printing.
Combo Styles Custom Printing.
Yes,
We gonna
yes.
get that. So man, if y'all need any custom items,
Yep.
are you only doing shirts or you got
Nope.
cups and
I do cups, glasses, trays. Right now, I'm learning hats and socks.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna need some of them socks.
In,
I got
in
my
a minute, you know how I do. I like to perfect it
Okay.
and then get
All
right.
So we also have on here my sister friend Vanessa. Vanessa, it was kind of like love at first sight.
Yes.
And go ahead and introduce yourself, Vanessa.
So, hey everybody, I'm Vanessa. Living it up in Phoenix, Arizona.
Living it up, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Living the
That's a good
dream. Met Tamika, and yeah, it was love at first sight. Having that conversation and tuning into her live broadcast, podcasts, and just
So now you
going
here.
from there. And I'm here.
Yes.
Now here.
Whoa.
Started from the
How
bottom,
so?
now we
Let's
here.
let's talk about our weeks. What's going on? You good this week
Oh yeah.
or
good
last
this
week? I guess.
Good
'Cause-
last week too. Just
Mhm.
life goes in. You gotta make some adjustments and make some other moves you ain't think you have to make, but it's necessary.
Okay, making moves you didn't think you have to make. Sometimes you got to adjust yourself.
Yeah.
Long as you are able to adjust yourself and
Take a step back sometimes.
well, taking a step back. It depends on the season. There's a time for everything. So
They said since the eclipse happened, they said it's Pisces season again. So you know,
man. Oh,
we
so you
coming
think
back around.
anyway? Don't be you trying to mess up my time. I only got a couple more days left. But
Hey,
at least calm
Pisces
calm
season
down.
coming back
Calm
around.
down.
Yeah, we in
How
the
how you do this week? What's going on? What happened? What you want to tell us?
This week was a little challenging, but turned out to be pretty okay.
Okay.
You can't fight with the wave. You just
That's
gotta
Right.
ride the wave and just know how to swim.
Okay, ride the wave.
Definitely.
You might sometimes you got to get on a surfboard. You can't just swim through some of them.
If you ain't
know,
got a surfboard,
you got to figure something out.
Just float.
Okay,
Right.
all right. What you just? Okay,
You
I
gotta
got
use-
it.
you
I
gotta
got
use
it.
your
I'm gonna have
personal
to remember
wetsuit.
that.
Yes.
We gotta
Yeah.
float sometimes.
You gotta use your personal wetsuit. T, how was your week?
So
you doing all
I,
that?
you know
Let's
what?
go.
Because all the weeks go like I don't remember, but I did get in an accident, y'all. So just know
Good.
that. Yeah, because God is a God of covering. Because he hit me straight on. Well, not straight on, because he was straight on, and my car was like this on my door. On my driver's side. And so when I got out of it and I'm looking at the car and I'm thinking about it, I was like, that had to be nothing but God. Because also when I saw it, he was coming at my window, and it's hit like on my door. So, God is good. Listen, he keeps saving my life. So there is something purposeful in what I'm doing. And I recognize in that and everything. Sometimes we have our eyes focused on, I got into an accident.
Right.
But I have my eyes focused on like, okay, then
The next plan.
what's next? Because I got to be doing something. So,
something coming.
So that's where I'm at. So listen.
Let's go.
Listen. So we got to talk about OJ.
Do we?
Yeah,
If
we
the
got to
glove
talk.
don't
You
fit,
don't know
you must
OJ
have
passed
quit?
away?
Oh yeah, I heard.
So yeah, if the glove. Listen. So he passed away.
Rest
Right.
in peace, OJ. On a real note.
Yeah, rest in peace. But I wanted to take us back to
The juice.
did he do it?
If the glove
That
don't
is
fit,
still that is still the question.
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
It don't fit.
That's the question.
See,
I think he
don't-
mixed in.
I think he mixed in. I
I think-
personally think he did it.
He did the whole thing, man. He.
think so.
I think that he
No, you gotta
did what he
have
did.
him.
And
You
he
gotta
had
have
an
help.
accomplice.
You gotta have
He had
lookout.
accomplished after the fact. I don't think that. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I'm just talking mess. A mess. But here's the thing. He was part of it. He was part. Listen, that was the lowest speed chase,
High speed
chase
in a
I've
Bronco.
ever seen
That's
in
like
my
the Hyundai
life.
Chase.
They just let that man
Do 80.
he was he even doing 80?
Doing 80. 80 to 100.
So you know what? So listen, it ain't even about whether he did it or not because none of us was there. We don't know. There's no, I
It's
mean,
good
if
to
they
talk
put in
about, though.
But I'm gonna tell you that trial lasted almost a year. I think from September of 1994 to no, it might have been October to September of the next year.
I know it was long.
However, so everybody was rejoicing and stuff, and just what I felt personally was, I mean, they've been getting away with doing stuff to us.
That's how
That's
felt,
wrong.
too.
That's so wrong. Please, y'all forgive me. Don't be mad at
Yeah,
me. Tune back
judge
in next
us.
week. However, at that time it was a mixed emotion because some people lost their life, which was not okay, right?
Right.
And then, but then, how many of us have lost our life, have been beaten, whatever? And it was just like in the justice system, that was the start of
I'll get
foolery.
back.
But yeah, I don't even know how to
That
explain
was
it.
buffoonery, but we got a little bit.
Right, but getting back,
It wasn't even us though. I think
You
it
know what I'm
just.
saying?
I just think it proved that y'all justice system ain't y'all justice system because what y'all think is correct ain't correct, and then what you
Justice
think is
is
wrong
imbalanced.
is right.
Justice is imbalanced.
Y'all see what y'all want to see.
That's how I see it. And the way we saw it too was, hey, we got victory. But then again,
Yeah.
it hurt other
Everybody
people.
lost.
I think I didn't have that maturity until now because
No.
last time I was like, when it was happening, because I was like 10 now because I'm only 21, but when it was happening, I was like, man, like, oh well, right, but that's not right. So
we were in our ignorance then.
yeah,
That's
but
what I think.
he did a lot afterwards, and you
Yes, he
could tell
did.
that.
He
I mean,
wasn't right.
and that's when I look at, I think you get what you give. Right, and so that's how I'm a judge if he did or didn't. However, the book.
You know what?
If I did it,
You know what I think?
boy, the book. He wrote a book.
Yeah, but I think he wanted to possess what he felt what was his, and he didn't know how to go about doing that. He was like, okay, I know
You
he
talking
was
about
sitting-
when
when he was
Nicole?
sitting in prison and all that,
Oh.
and he was watching everybody make money off his name. And,
When he went and
Yeah.
stole his little memorabilia.
yeah, I mean that.
He was a hot mess.
That
but
as
rest
an
in peace,
athlete,
OJ.
Yeah.
as an athlete, I understand that because these folks making millions off me, and I'm sitting in this prison.
Well, he shouldn't have done.
But then he comes out and look at what he does. I mean,
Yeah.
if somebody steals your stuff,
You go about that.
How do you go about it? Do you rush into the person's home and
No.
you try to steal it back? And
No.
where they get him?
I think that just showed his character. But anyway, we
That
gonna move on for y'all be mad at us.
Taking up the whole show.
I
Don't
already
come at
be
us in the
ruffling
comments.
feathers. I
Yeah,
don't
you
want to.
do.
These ain't the type of feathers I want to ruffle.
No.
I don't know what happened, and I just know that there was a lot of suspect activity.
Yes.
But I did want to just talk about rest in peace, OJ, man.
Yeah, man.
I hope you made it right
Take
with your
that
maker
chill pill,
before
brother.
you was out there. But anyway, so listen, we have a part of the show, Vanessa. I know you've been listening. Respect
Yes.
it or check it. right? So I had Mr. Convo come up with some respected or check it's.
I got a couple few.
You
might
give us like
you might
one.
go long on this one.
I ain't gonna go long because you know certain people be, you know,
Yeah.
he already look. You see how he already looking over there like, what's happening?
What's happening?
We need. Oh, okay. I'm just checking.
You checking?
We got to be careful.
All right. So the first one is when you're in a relationship, having to give up your friends that you're already built your relationships with for your new person coming in the game.
Okay, let's clarify because you're not gonna clarify. What kind of friends are they?
They're
We
your
just talking
friends.
about
Your
this.
friends that
Yes, we
you've
did.
been
Are
rocking
they
with.
women or are they men?
They're your friends that you've
No, you
been
gotta be
rocking
clear.
Is
with.
it both?
So listen. So
If
I
they
understand.
rock with you.
No.
Hold on, can I finish? If they rock
don't
with you,
never
y'all
do
been
this.
y'all been friends 15, 20 years, right?
Men and women?
Men and women, and now you met somebody you really like, and your new dude asked you to give up your friends for him.
So let me again clarify, like I be wanting to do. So men or women, because they're separate answers for me. I'm gonna make it a whole answer, but it's also some other things I have to know dynamics first, right? So that's your friend they be rocking with. You ain't never mess with them.
Nah,
You ain't never. That's your friend.
It's your friend.
right? First of all, I have to be mature enough that you have friends. So you already know how I am. But with that, like I mean, you don't have to give up your friends at all, whether it's a male or a female.
okay.
Right, you shouldn't have to give up your friends. That's it. I mean, I'm gonna say some more, but I'm gonna check that one because
Yes.
I had that situation, man. Let me tell you something. So I had a homeboy that I've been friends with since like 2001, and you know how you have a friend that you mess with like once, and you was like, this
We
is
ain't
not.
gonna do that. We ain't gonna
This
do that no more.
like that
Yeah.
wasn't yeah because it wasn't you wasn't supposed to cross that line, so I crossed that line with him. So now fast forward to 2021, you know, and I'm very transparent, and now he's been knowing my son since he was 10, so that's 20 years old. Now he's 30,
that's a good
even though I'm
relationship.
21, but he's been knowing us for that long, you know. I don't know how my son got 31. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Anywho, so he was like, you can't have that friend, and I was like, there's no way that you're gonna tell me, because when you have a friend, and that's not an acquaintance, that's different.
Right.
You have a friend that's been around your kids, that's giving them advice, that's you done broke down on the side of he done paid for some bills, because you know I used to be struggling, you know, and this is literally my friend. Talk about everything, do everything. Now, so I didn't do it. He was mad, and that's fine. So that's a check it. However, I'm not gonna go now and spend because you feel away.
Talk about it.
I'm not gonna spend time with him personally because you feel away.
Right.
I think that you still gotta respect that, but if it comes from a genuine place of that person and that didn't, so but nobody can tell me I can't have the friends that were really my friends. Now
my life, yeah.
creating new friends while you in a relationship and you call them friends. I'm not a fan.
Nah, them
That's a whole.
acquaintances.
They acquaintances.
Somebody got hidden agendas in
Okay,
the
listen.
So
and that new
yes,
stuff.
ma'am.
I don't have a problem with you having friends, but you have to have boundaries.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
my thing. Because I have friends. I have male friends and I have female friends.
But would you create a male friend right now, in the midst of a relationship? So you meet somebody and now y'all all on the phone and y'all doing all that stuff.
No, we ain't gonna be all on the phone. That's where I talk about
Boundaries. Okay.
Okay, I would create a friend. Yes, if you come into my life for a reason, then yeah, we can be friends. But don't cross the line.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you straight up: are you coming into my life because you want something else, or are you coming?
You
into
know they
my
be
life
lying, girl.
Because look, I have, and I tell people, I have friends from college, and there's one particular friend who is my brother. I can go to him for anything. I hope he's watching. Phil, shout out to Phil.
Hey, Phil.
Shout out to Phil.
And I call Phil up, and he goes, "Hey,
That was
Vanny,
that kind of friend.
that's
Yeah.
the friend." But if you want to be my friend with the benefits thing, no.
No, that's too much.
Bye, block,
Okay, so
delete.
we gonna check that, or we
You
gonna?
do the block,
Are we
delete
check?
thing.
Oh, yeah, good.
Hey, look, we don't need to be
Is
putting
that
cheese
check?
on the
Are we
burger.
gonna check it?
Check it.
We gonna check it.
We checking.
Give us one more. Give us one more.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. When you notice your significant other buying what you think is worthless, expensive items.
Worthless, expensive items. Oof.
So basically, only one person really value those items. How do you feel about
That goes with our topic. I am so glad we were talking about value.
That's a good one, ain't it?
So that's what I'm saying. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Because what I value, he may not value.
Right.
What he values, I may not value. However, now we got to talk, because I always got stuff to talk about.
See, I already know.
Now we have to know, like, are you taking it out of the money that is just your spending money, or you now going over into this and it's causing an issue?
There you go.
If it ain't causing an issue, that's your money, and if however you want to spend your money, that's how you spend your money, and that ain't none of my business. Right now, if I feel like it's gonna cause a problem in our financial thing, then we have a conversation. Other than that, don't leave me alone about these lashes I'm finna buy.
Right.
About the
And
lashes.
jewelry, you leave me alone. They ain't 100.
Yeah.
Because I don't do that. I buy a little strip, take them off. Because I want the things to come off. But don't bother me about anything that I think like that. That I like. So I'm gonna respect that. I'm gonna let that man do what he do.
Do you? But don't come at me when I'm ready to buy
Buy
my
what
stuff.
I'm
Can I
buying.
throw a little pepper on there though? Just
Is it pepper?
Just a little pepper.
Okay, get the
Just
pepper.
a little pepper.
Get the pepper.
Let's just say at one time, for whatever reason, you'll do, knowing that you do all this, you'll do go, but you buy that all the time. Why don't you da-da-da-da? Can I get something instead of you going to buy that for yourself? Can I get something? Are you willing to hear it out, first of all? Secondly, are you willing to meet him halfway in what he's talking about, or is it you go do that for yourself?
So you saying, will I negate some of the things that I do for me because this person wants to do something
Special,
and he need
just
a little
one time.
Do it.
Just the one time.
Do it.
Okay.
I respect that. Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Like that's like easy.
Yeah.
That ain't easy to some women.
That I know, but I ain't there.
Because what we've
That's
been,
why we having this
because what we've
conversation.
been listening to and what I've been,
They selfish.
what I've been listening to and walking in on what women been talking about, they ain't even willing to do none of that. They won't even. They'll say they'll love dude and one instance tell the next female don't mess with him, and they gonna do this, but they won't even buy that man a T-shirt.
Boy, he can have a T-shirt or 3.
Like, how
or
does
10.
that coincide? You know what I'm
You
saying?
don't have to. To me, with me, you don't have to ask.
That's what I'm talking about.
As long as you doing your part
in whatever we've already discussed, right?
Yeah, as long as you're doing it, hey.
I think that what I think I heard you say is that if it now is going to cross into like some of my money, or some of my
your
things,
money, yeah.
and you say put something on it.
I say, I want a pack of T-shirts, but if there's a certain pack of T-shirts I want. I know you spend this, and I know you like to do this for yourself, but let me hold about 75 so I could do this for myself.
75, that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Bring a cash app, whatever you need. $75.
See how you did that? See how you
$75.
did that? The
Boy,
females
take
I
it.
encountered in these last couple weeks, they won't even accept $30 to go to lunch from a dude.
Run me that $30. Wait,
what? Who are you hanging
No,
out with?
but they do that, sis.
Yes.
They be mad because you
We
didn't take them to the. Listen,
It ain't the $30. It's the thought.
It's the thought. So
I just went to Chipotle yesterday with my mothers.
You know what I mean?
And
That's
we
what
had
I'm
a
talking
good
about.
meal. What's the problem?
girl, they
with that?
selfish, and people are not valuing the relationship. Let's get to that. We might come back to some of those, but let's get to. I just wanted to hit this subject real quickly, and you already kind of went into it. I want to talk about valuing a person in a relationship. Do we think people are doing that? Well, I think you already said no. Do we think that people are valuing each other or one another in a relationship? And not even just, it don't have to be men and women. It could be even like your kids
Friendships.
and
Okay.
your any ships that it is.
Any ships?
No, I don't think we are, and I think it's one of the major problems we have now.
Is the lack of value.
Lack of value, lack of love, lack of compassion.
It's all kind of stuff going on.
Kindness. It's too much going on. Too much anger.
Yeah.
You know, like
we hate each other, it
Why
seems
you
like.
can't do something for me so I can do something? No.
Tit for tat.
Right.
And it should be a give and take. But we
Exactly.
titting for tat. You didn't do this, so I don't do that.
So I don't do that.
Yeah.
Or I gave you something, then I'm looking for something in return.
Which is I just did. Yeah.
Or I'm taking it back. Don't be an Indian giver.
Taking it
Don't-
back. Oh,
don't
you was
give me
talking about-
nothing if you're going to take it back when you get upset.
Because now I don't trust you. That
Go
I think
to the
that,
west side of the mountain with that.
right. I think that breaks down the trust,
Right.
and the security that you feel in that relationship, and it just breaks down the relationship.
Yes.
I think. So my question is, how do you think that we could get to making somebody feel valued, or what do you need to make? Because see, that could change too. Remember, we were talking earlier. I was just saying that sometimes it changes. What I need to feel valued may be different than what you need to feel valued. There's some core components I think that we have to have, but like, let me ask Mr. Convo. What do you think? What do you need in a relationship to be valued, to feel valued, and
Your love language.
Knowing how to love yourself. A lot of people just making all these changes to themselves. They, doing constructive things to themselves, changing this, changing that. That's a cue right there.
well,
But how do you
Love. You gotta learn how to love.
So listen to this.
Love.
If it's outside of you, because you're bringing it inside of you, if it's outside of you and you're in a relationship with somebody, or your sons, or your whoever, how can you feel? What could they do to make you feel valued?
Oh, well, just being, for me, I was raised very in a constructive manner. So, knowing that construction, knowing how to maneuver in that structure, and not saying that you can't cause any waves, but don't teach me how to treat you through pain.
You always say that, right? So
Teach
I get
me
that.
how to
so
teach
you want
you
them
out of love.
So you
No,
want
we
them.
shouldn't teach you.
Yeah,
We
you know what I'm
shouldn't be teaching
saying?
you in the
Don't
first
show
place.
me how to.
Wait a minute. Hold
Don't
up,
show
sis.
me
Wait
how
a minute.
to treat
Hold
you
on.
because pain teaches you how to treat people, but it takes you in a negative perspective.
Whenever
you just
the
learn
pain-
the wrong way.
Okay, let's not get too
know
far
what
off
I'm
the subject,
saying?
but I got to hit that real quick. A lot of people say that, and just let me offer you a piece of information. If me and you didn't grow up together, and we don't have the same kind of value system or the morals or whatever, and we get into this space, isn't teaching just communication? Isn't showing you isn't teaching equal to showing you what I need, what I desire, what I want? I think that people say stuff like, and you didn't say this, but I hear this all the time, I shouldn't have to teach a grown man how to do yada, 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 yada. But sometimes you're not teaching them how to do, they should have some basic components.
Guidance.
But but it's still, teaching ain't a bad word though.
No.
Teaching is
I ain't afraid to
showing,
learn.
instruct, and then training is giving me the information. Teaching is giving information. And because I'm a trainer, I've broken these words down. And maybe it's the way we say the word. Now, I can't give you your character.
No, there you go.
Right.
However, but I should be able to give you some information and expand on the information that you already have, expound on that information, and maybe show you how to apply it for me.
I was just finna say
But you
that.
can't. That person got to be ready
Yeah, we
to
don't know each
receive
other.
information.
Yeah, we don't know each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's what people think when they think teaching, like you trying to make somebody do something.
No,
That's a
and
totally
that's where
different-
another problem comes in, where the person said, "Well, you're trying to make me do something, or you're trying to change me."
No, I'm trying
So
to
that's
show you
where
how
I
I
back
like
off, because I'm not trying to tell you how to do something.
I understand.
You know what
But I
I'm
am.
saying?
it. It seemed like the only
No,
time
the reason
people.
why I'm saying that is because we have came up with these things that we hear and we run with them. I'm not gonna change. Well, then you're not growing.
You're not
if you don't
growing.
change, you're not growing.
No.
And if you want to stay stagnant, stay stagnant. Because I'm now almost 50 years old. We gonna have to change.
Right.
And that's the only way you grow and get to an area. So yes, back off, but that don't mean they're right.
Right.
true.
Exactly.
There's no way you can stay. When we was one, we was different. When I was 21 for real.
That's one of the challenges
And
now.
some people don't even change.
Right, there
So
we
now
go.
they still in a place because there's a whole bunch of 50-year-olds.
They
Boy,
want you to
when
still
I tell
do
you
the
they
same
about
thing
20
you was
years,
doing
they about
when
20.
you was 21. It's like, no, I'm not doing that, bro.
So I'm gonna go back again. Let's get back
Staying
to the
out till
topic.
3:00 in the morning. I'm tired by 11:30.
Okay.
Tired by
Wait a
8.
minute. Okay,
Shoot.
me and 8:30 barely see each other.
You feel me?
You already
Right.
know. I be out of there.
I be trying to take a nap.
However, the thing is, and this might be a question you got to evaluate because you keep circling around it. How do you feel? And I think because we have so much lack of it, we really don't know what you got to do. A lot of, listen, y'all, you got to do a lot of soul searching to know who you are as a person and the things that you need, want, and desire. You got to do a lot of paying attention.
Right.
And I think the world has us so busy that we don't pay attention.
pay attention.
I journal, so I pay a lot of attention to my emotions. And people be like, you try to prove a point, or you don't.
I just want
You
people
got-
to
you
watch their
aggressive?
behavior and their responses when they come to me. Now
Okay,
that you said that,
okay,
yeah, know how to respond to me.
Okay.
You know,
Exactly.
like if I ask you a question
Mm-hmm.
and now you want to go off on a jokey joke, well, right now ain't time to be the jokey
Now
joke.
what
I just
happens
asked you a
is in
serious
teaching,
question.
right? When you have two people that are emotionally intelligent, you telling me, see, because I might joke.
Mhm.
And so I'm joking, and I don't know that you don't like that until you do what?
I'ma tell you.
Communicate.
Communicate.
And then I say, well, that's who I am. I don't say that's who I am. I say, you know what? I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on that because that's who I am as a person. But I could work on that because compromise.
I was gonna chime in with that.
That's a key word in
Compromise.
relationships.
You got to.
Ain't none of that. Pay my bills, take me to dinner, wash my clothes, and that happens on both sides. Men looking for this, and this. Men looking for this, and this. Women looking for this, and this. There's no compromise.
I don't
Where
really-
is the communication and where is the compromise?
Right.
If
I
don't
you
think
don't
it-
have those two things, let's try to balance it out. If you can't do that, then you have problems.
Right.
You can't communicate and compromise.
compromise.
That's one of the biggest things with building a positive relationship or
Right.
something that's healthy. Is the first one is good communication,
Right.
and then people got to be. I call it selfless. And you know how that works is I'm selfless to you and you're selfless to me, and we
Right.
all winning, right? Nothing's wrong though with the love language of acts of service.
There you
Right.
go.
Right. So the acts of service is do my laundry, do this, do that. Nothing's wrong with that. But when that's all you're looking for, it becomes kind of weird.
Yeah, it comes
Right.
kind of
Because it's nothing wrong with how you need to experience love.
That's
right.
right.
It's nothing wrong with that. But I think acts of service, and it could just be as simple as you went to go wash my car.
Yeah.
But when I expect you and I demand it and I act all
That's when the problem
that's
Weird.
what. But let me tell you what some things I kind of came up with with
pay for rent and can't even buy a brother a sandwich. Come on now.
boy, that don't even make no
It
sense.
don't make no sense.
Some of that, and we talked about that a couple of shows ago, like that just don't make
don't make sense. Rent $2,000, but
man-
you
and
can't
you
even
can't-
buy me
you
a
can't-
Burger King
Listen.
sandwich.
But
Wait a
why
minute.
you paying $2,000
Man,
rent
please.
when you can buy a house and pay your home?
That's what I'm talking
Man.
about, man. I'm gonna keep
Man,
my,
sometimes some of us
another
ain't there.
topic.
That's a whole other.
keep
Listen,
my sandwich money.
some of us ain't there while she over here trying to call people out and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We was paying $800
Right.
until
We
a couple
was.
of years ago.
Yeah.
We was living the life,
Life.
ma'am.
I was paying
Anywho.
$875 until I came back to Arizona and it hit me. What?
$75.
I was $875.
Oh, $875. I thought you said 75. I was like, where we
Ooh.
No, no, no.
Where
Well,
at?
where we going?
Yeah, for
Nah.
real.
Where we going?
I'm moving.
Where was you at before
Call the
this?
job immediately.
Aruba.
Aruba, okay.
Ooh, nice.
Jamaica, come on, pretty mama.
Yeah.
Elago,
And it's
Montego,
expensive there, too.
baby.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But
My
$875.
stepdad was from the islands.
So, okay, so real quick, because then we want to get to the part of the show I brought her on because she be having questions every week, and I think it's important for us to get to the viewers' questions,
Yes, let's
man,
go.
on some of the topics that we have or what they want to get out. So, anyway, I think that to make me feel valued or people feel valued, really care about that person.
Yeah.
Like you got to really care about them and outside of you. I care about you, and what you care about don't have nothing to do with me, but I care about it because I care about you.
Right.
I'm deeply concerned at your needs, what's going on with you. I check on you. I
Talking
care.
about that holistic
I care.
stuff.
You need a sandwich, we gonna get you a sandwich.
Talk about
You know what
that
I'm saying? Because
holistic
I
stuff.
care.
Yeah.
Right. I know that you go to work. I know that your breaks don't be that long or whatever. Or I know that you don't like to get outside in the heat. And so I have you a little lunch together when you know what I'm saying? Or I pull up with some lunch because I do that too.
Yeah, part of my love language is set me up for the next day in a positive manner.
Boy,
Whether
he
that's
keep telling me.
that's just what it. That's just
Set you up.
Set me up.
Okay. For the next day.
You do it for the kids. Why I can't be added in
Set
when
you up in
for the
in
next
what way?
day? Like let's
You
lay
gotta
down
be
in a
specific.
let's lay
With
down
me,
in
you
a
gotta be
positive manner. Let's
specific.
talk about something positive, even though our day was rough. Let's not go to bed angry.
Okay.
Right.
Let's talk about what we can do to better that. Let's talk about what we gonna do tomorrow. So we set me up nicely.
Okay.
And talk.
Set us both up.
Yeah,
nicely.
and talk, not argue or try to
Not bicker.
prove a point out just because you want to prove a point and hurt that person.
Okay, listen, we gotta stay focused. It's not about love languages today, but we'll come back. It's about how do you feel valued?
Right.
What is something that I can do to make you feel valued?
Good question.
Give me a hug.
Okay, you like hugs? Okay,
I love hugs.
okay. Do you know that hugs create a biochemical response that makes you feel good?
Exactly.
Those I don't know why people are like I don't hug.
It
Boy, y'all,
stimulates your brain also.
something wrong. Yeah, that's the hormone. That's where the hormones go is to your brain.
Exactly.
To your anyway. I ain't gonna give y'all that lesson, but I want you to also. I think I said do nice gestures. You want to consider me. Be considerate of me. I have a huge problem with you telling me you value me or that you care about me or that we're in a positive relationship and you don't consider me. Consider my feelings, consider my thoughts, consider my time. Do what you say you're going to do. Call back when you say you're going to call back. Or communicate that you got something. I mean, still call back. Or you can say, hey, this is what's going on.
Right.
You have to be considered because that makes me feel the most devalued
Yes.
when you're not considering me.
Yes.
Consider me. Can I say that, y'all? Consider the other person.
Look in that camera and
Exactly.
say that. What the camera?
It's right there. I done
Yeah.
seen it. But we have
Consider.
to think about, it's
Selfless.
the worst thing to feel like that somebody doesn't care or doesn't consider you. You know what I mean? Especially when you're considerate of them.
Yeah, here's my thing with that. It's huge for me because if I'm late, like today, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm late. Tamika's waiting for me. You know,
That's consideration.
that's consideration. I called her up. I don't know where I am. I'm lost. I'm not trying to drive around and have people waiting for me.
and
If
just show up.
And just show up. Hey, I'm here.
Voila.
You know,
The life of the party.
time is of essence. Same thing with a partner. If you're going somewhere with them and you know you're gonna be late, start out about an hour before to get on the road. If you get stuck in traffic, call them up. Say, you know what, this happened, I'm gonna be late. So that at least you have that person tells you then, wow, you really thinking about me. And they'll say, okay, I'll wait for you. But don't not say anything and then show up about a half hour, an hour later because
I had text something to my friend. I was reading in Ecclesiastes, and it said, and this is kind of off the topic a little bit. Ooh, did I not? I thought I sent it to her.
She didn't send it.
Who I sent it to?
She didn't press in.
Maybe because sometimes we get on the phone, but I feel like, oh, there it go. It says, a good name is better than precious ointment, right?
Yes, it
and
is.
so it's like, build your character, man. Like if you tell that person you're going to be there and you call them, then know your character precedes itself, right? And then I'm okay. And then I know. But when you constantly are inconsiderate of someone,
Right.
they don't feel valued, and it's hard to build a positive relationship. So I think that, it's interesting because feeling valued is the same topics or characteristics as we were talking about when we were talking about what do we need to have a healthy relationship. You got to have good communication. You got to follow through. You got to reinforce them. Thank you. I appreciate you did that for me. Thank you
Right.
for doing that. I appreciate. Good job. That was wonderful. I felt amazing. I didn't know people don't say stuff like that. I'd be like, I really appreciate you for that.
It's a lost art in relationships. They feel, I don't know what they feel now. It's like they act like it's
I think
whatever.
I don't. Like I said before, we're all here to be used, not misused.
right.
but people misuse people a
Just
lot.
all the time.
But I don't, I honestly, I don't know if I think that people get misused are misusing people on purpose. I think there's people that misuse people on purpose. But I think that something that I think that people don't realize when you're dealing with people is everybody's running around here trauma driven, you know, and we didn't have, not all of us, but in our community, they didn't do a
solid.
They didn't do us a solid when they was raising us. They would, and not, you know, and shout out Johnny and Ernest Howe. I say that I got raised well. However, there were some things that I needed that I didn't know that I needed. Yeah. And that at that time, because of what was going on, you know, that was the late 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like there were some things that we're missing. And if we don't change the trajectory, if we don't change what's going on, we're not going to change the trajectory of these kids' lives that are there right now. But just so you think about reinforcement, nobody was telling you good job. They were telling you didn't do this.
Yes.
And then you always felt
in the workplace too.
It do. I am always constantly telling somebody that I really appreciate them and thank you for doing that. And if I don't say those exact words, I show it in the actions and the gestures that I do. Right. I remember meeting you and I was like, oh, is somebody new here? And I didn't just walk by. I'm like, hey, I didn't know your name. Listen, I'm going to tell the truth. I probably didn't know your name till about a month and a half ago. Or because they was like, Vanessa. I said, Vanessa. I was like, who is?
Yes.
That's
who is Vanessa? But you know, I talk to you every time I come there every week. But I didn't realize your name. I said, is her name Vanessa? They was like, that's Vanessa. I said, I was like,
and that's how she said it too, probably.
All right, okay, Vanessa. And it probably been, you know, my months go together. It probably was the beginning of this year. Because when did you come there?
It's going to be a year in September.
Oh my gosh. Let me not tell y'all that story. So maybe I knew it about 6 months.
It's okay though, because look at how big the company is.
Yeah.
You know, there's still some people who I say, hey, and I still don't know.
And I think that's my issue. I just start talking to people like I know them. And I don't be like, hey, my name's Tamika. I need to learn how to at least greet people. Be like, hey, I'm Tamika. I be like, hey, y'all. Yes. And I'm in this mug.
Hey.
It don't matter.
But you know what? Your message gets where it needs to get.
It does. I'll tell you this.
You need
I'll validate that with Tamika.
You can't write a good book unless you grab somebody's attention first.
Okay,
yeah.
And that's what you do. You go in there and snatch it. Let me get that. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ain't no time for foolishness. We finna get it.
I come in there.
She's
I just
one
come
of
in
our
there.
best trainers.
Yeah.
Listen, people try to get into her class.
They be so mad. I said, y'all better come on time. If y'all want to, y'all got to be there at 8:00 if you want to be. I'm taking the first 12. Sometimes, you know, I'm crazy. So sometimes I be like, I need you to go to this class. I need you to go. I pick them, all three. I need y'all to go up over there. I'm going to pull somebody up. Because some of these young kids need to be in my class. Some of the young kids, so when they're like older, or but they got to go to the next class if I got more than 12, if there's going to be another class. If there's not, I'll just take whoever I'm going to take, because at that time, during training is twofold for me. It's training them to do the job that they do, but it's also to uplift them and encourage them and impact and empower them.
Enlighten.
You know, and
that class is intense.
You gotta give people the correct mind frame and belief that, one, they can go into this thing doing this, because this job ain't for everybody.
It's not, but you know.
But if you deal with people, it is for everybody.
It is. It's
our lives can change out of drop of a hat.
What I be trying to do is teach people how to build relationships. I had somebody tell me the other day. He said you talk about relationships a lot. I said, because that's the way we gonna get anything.
Anything.
It's whether I have a relationship with our director Julian, who looking like he tired today. Shout out Julian in Central City Radio. Yeah. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Do the thing on our channel. Don't forget Central City Radio. It's an app, man. Here. And
catch us on YouTube Live.
You know, and get on Xena Radio. Man, let's support. We trying to change the sound of Phoenix, man. Yes. And it's getting real staticky out here. It's getting real staticky out. Well, first it was silent. First it was silent in Phoenix. Now it's a little staticky. We got so much going on, right? And so, you know, Jillian he got to get outside. He keep playing with me. But
people on some weird time too. So watch your surroundings.
So let's get to Vanessa. We're gonna have to keep these questions, these answers short and sweet. However, Vanessa. So every week after the show, she is an avid watcher of us.
Okay.
And she'd be
Thank
like, let me
you.
tell you, ooh, and what you had said to me and my
Appreciate you.
daughter. So we're gonna have to get your daughter on here too.
Oh, geez, she already told me, Ma, be politically correct. I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna try.
You know who told you to be that?
my
She's not
daughter?
running this show. Do we not
No,
politically
she
correct?
knows.
We just don't.
We
I
ain't
get into
political.
trouble.
We ain't
With
politically
who?
correct.
God,
Who you
I
gonna get in trouble with?
Let's not. We on air. Let's not go there.
Just don't. Just
We
just
trying
keep
to
it
get
clean. We don't gotta
trying
be
to get a
politically
little
correct
trouble
though.
so we can get out here.
Listen.
We need a more
You know that
communication.
we
yo.
need somebody who
some spread
we might have
spread
to bring her
something.
back on a couple
Listen,
shows.
Can we spread our own rumors?
I can get out there. I can say what I want to say, but not a whole lot of people. I'm like Tamika. I say what I gotta say. And
Say
I
what
move
you
on.
have
Well,
to say.
But
we
there
are-
are, I have to be considerate of other people's
We all
Who?
three.
What
in
other
that-
people? Who we talking about?
We in that
in
pot.
general, women and men.
Okay,
I
let's
have to
start
be-
all over. Let's talk about Let's Talk Sis.
We all in that pot.
Now,
Talk
whenever
Sis.
you go over
It's a safe
wherever
space.
whoever they's are, I don't know who them are. Listen, the thing about I know about you is it's not about being politically correctness or being diplomatic, right? Is when you are trying to appease somebody. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to impact.
I'm not trying to be.
Well, then I don't know. Well, I don't know why you told me any of that. So let's go with the questions. Let's get them.
Here we go.
Let's get 'em.
Here we go. This is why
Appease somebody. She ain't been a fan. You gonna have to go back and look in the crates, because in the crates, Julia, we was acted up in the crates. In the crate, you gotta go dig them out. They
There's
still
a
there.
couple
Go in the
shows in
crate.
there.
do
boy.
that. Well,
What's the
I
question?
got
Let's
a
go.
lot of questions.
Let's go.
Alright.
Let's go with one.
Let me try to pick one. Wow. Okay.
Just go.
Do we need each other? Does a man need a woman, and does a woman need a man?
Yes.
Why do you think?
I can only speak for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rough around the edges, and a lot of times, I need to be brought
back in
because I'm gonna spread out. I mean well, but sometimes I need you to bring me back in so I can hone in on the things that you know I really need to do, or I'm overly excited and I need you to bring me down so I can act accordingly, because sometimes we can see things, and it's not that way. And it takes a female to say, look, bro, first of all, calm your nerves down. This is what it is. This is, how I want you to look at it. And now let's make a rational decision.
So, and I think that happens in both ways. Men and women are meant to complement each other. Yes. And so there's certain characteristics that we're stronger in, like empathy, right? Mm-hmm. And the man is not so strong all the time in empathy. That's and we need them both. So let's say somebody comes. So Tamika, I'd be like, oh, just forgive them. Now, sometimes I need the man to be like, hold up now. They done did this about 10 times, sis. I'm going to need you to. And so you need that, but in the order of God. Mm-hmm. Yes. And the things of God, y'all know I'm gonna bring it to God, is He created us a specific way and men a specific way so that we can work together to do what we do. You need to go get your rib, man, and I'm here. Man, 555-1313. But you need to come. I mean, he literally took. See, here we go. Because I be trying not to, preach all that. But he took a piece of me out. And then you're gonna always feel some type of way. See, the thing is trauma has made us feel like we don't need each other. And look at what's happening now. Our kids are messed up, man.
We need each other
because we need it, but we need each other in our purest, rightest form. Right? Not in this hurt driven, not in none of that, but we need us in our real form, like our real self, the one that we were created to be. And so we need each other, man.
Yes, we do.
I be getting on Facebook when they be like, I don't need a man. Who told y'all that?
I'm tired of it.
Boy, come listen.
I'm tired of it. I need something soft next to me.
Hey, what Central City Radio, if y'all want to get Tamika,
taking applications.
I'm TAMECA, my guy. Like, if you need to listen, let me tell y'all something real fast. But I am going tonight to tonight's podcast, and if y'all know Ace Metaphor and them, they go around the United States and they do live podcasts. But that Trip Fontaine, anywho, Trip, man, I'm gonna stay off for you today. But listen, I'm coming for him if he give me a chance. But anyway,
then you just tell us to keep it short.
I'm going I told y'all to keep it short. It's
See?
called Let's Talk Sis.
Yeah,
But anyway, I had to go. But I'm going out there to do some research and try to figure out like what we could do a little bit better. But yes, men and women need each other.
Need each other.
So on that note, here comes the other question that I think ties into it. Do women have a challenge about telling a man she's interested in him, and vice versa? Does the man have a challenge of a woman telling him that, hey, I'm interested in you? Can we talk?
You mean, do they have a challenge? Are you asking me, do they have a charge to?
No,
like, who should
have an issue with
when it's done? Yeah,
yes,
okay.
I say challenge.
I understand. I just want to make sure I understand the
You
question.
want to go first on that one?
Yeah, I think that what I've learned is in this thing that men are not as bold to go do it like they used to be. You know, men, and they'll look you down. I'd be like, hi, and then I'd be like, good grief. But you know, so I think that they are having an issue with that, and because I think that a lot of men, right, you know, are operating in rejection. And because even when I get talked to crazy because I say I don't want they give them their number, yeah, so scared of rejection. Women, I think that if you're traditional, right, you're wanting that man to come and do that because I feel like you need to get chose. See, when God did not give Eve to Adam. He presented her, and he said, woman of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I'll call you woman and I take you. Right? That's what happened. So I think that we want them to come and choose us. But I ain't got no problem saying, hey, boo. Hey, boo.
You know, yeah.
But what do you think?
Me, I definitely don't have a problem hollering at somebody. And I don't, you know what? I even like it better when a female holler at me. Because you have, for men, you have an intricate framework. A lot of men gonna holler at women. That's just the nature of a man. So
why were you trying to change the order of it?
So no, that's not what I'm saying. She said I can accept that from, right? That ain't that what was the question? So I can accept that, and for me that feels better because check this out. You got this one female in the bar. This every dude been trying to get at. Hey, miss, what's happening? Hey, miss, what's happening? She getting tugged on, this, that, and the third. And then at the end of the night, she walk up to you and try to get your number.
I think that sounds like a little much. Your answer is your answer. I'm not trying to change your answer, but that sounds a little like, I don't know. I still think the same question. Why change up the order of what it's supposed to be? But I definitely understand how that feels good. If somebody comes up to you, but I think I want you to take charge.
Yeah, that's cool too.
I want you to take charge because that's gonna be leadership. Like, cause I be thinking of stuff like that. I always think deeper than, oh, did he just come and ask for my number?
Well, see, I'm thinking like you too.
What is it that you're thinking?
I'm thinking like that too. So she can hold her attention. So if all these dudes can get at her and she can hold her attention to me, then okay.
I see what you're saying.
I do. I don't like it,
but
I see it.
Like, okay, just think about all these people, all these dudes try to get at you, and you ain't even thinking about them because you looking at Byron over there.
And Byron better have enough security and leadership skills.
But if he
he gotta go.
Let's just say Byron getting hit on too, just like you.
You just took the other question.
You know what I mean?
Out of my mouth.
What's the question?
Byron might be getting hit on like you, so that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, if you like, to each his own. To each his own. I'm not trying to change your answer. I'm still talking for myself. But I also think it's something
I get it.
There's a lot of men operating in insecurity, and why are you worried about
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What, when, where, how? Right? Why are you worried about all that? But I can see it. I can see it. But I think that her question was, are people concerned with doing one or the other?
Right.
There could be a whole lot of situations, but let's say it's just y'all in the room. It's just you and her.
Oh, yeah.
Are you gonna holler? Or are you gonna wait for?
If I like her vibe, if I don't, I ain't staying. I ain't moving.
Well, that's different. We ain't asking about that. Go ahead with with the lead. You said it leads into another question, or no?
No, this doesn't lead into another question.
Okay.
this is a completely different thing, and this is something that's been coming up in a conversation that I've been having.
Okay.
And that is, should we reference our ex-partner in our current relationship?
Reference it in comparing the two, or like my last time.
Or this.
Absolutely not.
And my ex would do this.
Absolutely
this.
not.
I need my own lane.
Absolutely not.
You go bowling on one lane. I need my own lane.
Absolutely not. However, I do know that sometimes there's conversations that could be had, and there's still healthy conversations. Like, I've been through this before, but not when you're saying my ex used to, or my ex did, and I didn't. Like, that's a little much, because now that's something that I should, first of all, go back to your ex if that's what is going on. And if they're on your brain that much, I need you to go ahead and
park yourself.
Either you gonna have to go rekindle that, or you gonna have to heal. Something ain't right. But I do sometimes have conversations about, this has happened to me before, but it's not specific to comparison. Mm-hmm. But you can learn from your past relationships, so that shouldn't be something that you shouldn't talk about. But I've never said something because my ex used to, or I ain't had a whole bunch of. Listen, I keep telling you.
I need my own lane.
Yeah,
period.
that's you ain't.
I don't want you to cook for me like you did for him. I don't want you to buy groceries the same, because my life ain't his life. What he might like and accept, I might not like and accept. Yeah. I don't even want you to bring that aura to me.
Mm-hmm, right.
So, you know what? Until you don't work that out and you done over there, then you come holler at me if I'm available.
I think you've said stuff like that before, though.
Yeah, I need my own lane. I don't even make my sandwich the same. If he like Miracle Whip, put mayonnaise on my joint.
You never said anything like my ex used to do.
Nah, I don't like doing that. I try not to, and if I have, it.
Well, see, here's
probably out of pain.
It definitely was out of pain.
Out of pain,
there we go. You see,
okay.
Not out of nothing that I won't.
If it's
going
not,
forward,
yeah, but
exactly.
that's still an issue. If you say something like my ex used to do that, I don't like that because my ex used to do that.
But what I'm saying is, please, like you used to say, don't bleed on me. You say that all the time.
Yeah, but that's a bleed. So you're the one that's bleeding when you say my ex used to.
But that's the same thing.
I know. I'm telling you, I'm agreeing.
Okay, I'm saying that. Okay, well, this happened to me, and I don't want to go through that again.
You just contradicted your whole
that's
stuff that you said.
Right?
I know, but what your answer now, that's now contradictory to what your answer is. Bleeding on you is not. Bleeding on you is when your ex cut you, because I'm the one. Mm-hmm. So somebody cut you and then you're bleeding out because of them, and you put it on. So when you say something like my ex used to.
Right.
So don't in the midst of, yes, you're bleeding out, not that person is bleeding out. That person is an innocent bystander trying to figure out. So if you say, hey, I don't appreciate how this is going, but when you say my ex used to do that, right, that's now a bleed out on somebody.
That's why I posed the question, because you'll have people who would say, and for me it's you can reference your ex, as long as it's something positive.
Right.
But if it's going to lead into something negative, let's not talk about it.
Not in that way. Not in that way. Okay. Not in that way, because you can learn, like, because I the one ex I talk about, which is the only one I really claim, the one ex that's the one that I like, only the one that I spent time with. I say stuff like, when I was in this past relationship, these things happen, right? And I don't say that often in my own stuff. I think about it because there's some things I learned from him. Like, right. I definitely learned what narcissism was through him. So I do pay attention to those things, but I don't say you acting like my ex. That's too much, right? That's just for me to say, and then me be like, that don't look kind of safe over there.
Walk out the door,
right? But, so
block delete.
Should you reference? No, man, that's too much.
Yeah, I need my own lane.
That's too much. And if that person is looking like your ex, and you have to say something like that, you might need to just go on.
I'm gonna remove myself.
Yeah, you might need to remove yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to remove myself.
So listen, let's get one more in. We got about 5 minutes. We can get one more in.
What attracts a man to a woman? What attracts you to a woman?
Well, when I was young.
Let's talk about now.
Now? Oh. Now, we on. I like.
Young was puppy love.
I like structure.
So a woman that has structure.
I need structure. I need understanding. Patience. I like a woman who can teach routines and schedules. I got kids, and even though they grown, um, I'm still trying to
guide them. Yeah.
Not even guide them, just give them better tools to understand adulthood, because they're not going through the same things that they used to go through. So yeah, I need all that, and I also need I need a half homebody.
Okay.
Because there's certain things in the household that I'm not willing to bend on right now.
What does homebody and certain things in the household, how does those two relate?
Because I think to cook nourishing meals, you have to be home.
Okay.
Don't just come home real quick at 7 o'clock and dinner done at 7:30. I don't want that.
He always talk about home bills. That's what his
and I'm gonna come with the submission thing.
And I'll even ask you in advance. Hey, is there anything I could do to help you out for dinner? Can I cut some vegetables? You want me to thaw the meat out? Hey, I'll cook sometime too. I don't mind doing that. But I need you to do.
I'm not mad at the homebody.
I need that.
Know how to be able to be home so that you could be present.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I didn't say about being valued, is making sure that you're present in those moments. You do got to be present in the moments that you share with that person. So,
Because what if a phone call come through and I get bad news and you had a chance to be there, but you not, because you out doing whatever you chose to do.
What if she's out doing what she is doing?
Something constructive, that's good.
But if it's not, but how do I know that call was going to come through?
Nobody knows.
But, I know.
But if you're home more so than not, you might be able to catch that more so than not.
Okay. That's what men want. Hey, y'all, tap in. Let us know.
Pay attention.
What men want. That's a good question.
Pay attention to
and
the
I think
dude.
that's subjective to the person you're talking to. So I want to create a list.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you. I did a study in college about this, and more so, dudes just want attention.
Yes.
They want but nowadays they want that over attention.
They want that over attention. And that can be a challenge.
Yeah, that could be a challenge. That is the challenge a lot of dudes are getting right now. Oh, if I'm going to pay for hair, if I'm going to pay for nails, if I'm going to pay for lashes, then I want this time right here. I want all of that. It don't take all that, bro.
Well, not only that, when it comes to kids, your children. Because, listen, in my relationship, the first thing, if I'm going to date somebody or talk to you, the first thing I'm going to tell you is, listen, I have a daughter.
Straight
she
up.
comes second.
To
and
who?
Then they ask,
who's the first person?
Who's the first? And I say, God is the first.
There you go.
And the second person is my daughter. If I'm talking to you.
So when does that stay the order through the whole relationship?
That stays the order until we get married.
If we get married.
I
was about to go in.
No.
Until
we get married, then that causes a.
I don't really like, and even in the things of God, it's not, people take the order like this, and it's not an order. Everybody's equally important.
Yes.
But sometimes there's things that takes precedence over it. But I don't like that first, last, second, third, fourth thing. We all are equally important to each other. Right now, I may need to, because I've been in a relationship, well, not relationship, in this dating experience, I've been trying to date men, and they'll say that, but then it's like overly, like that's not like, I can't call you because I'm talking to my daughter. I can't spend time with you because I'm with my daughter. I can't go out to eat because I'm with my daughter. I can't. That's what's been going on. They do that with either children or jobs. Now, I have a sneaky suspicion that y'all just ain't making the time that you need to make. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how you're looking at that. But I think that we look at this hierarchy of who comes first, and if we want to be all the way 100. It say that your first ministry is your home. It didn't say is God is first or nothing like that. You got to create that relationship. So I think that if we look at it as everybody's equally important and everybody has their time to be first, second, third, fourth, or fifth, then that would work a little bit better.
Everybody got a job
so
to do.
So everybody is equally important.
So how do you get a first, second, third,
here's
fourth,
the thing.
fifth?
How do we become equally important if we don't put our guidance in God and ask Him for guidance.
I'm not saying don't put no guidance in God, but I'm just saying that it's not about God is always the head of our life. We already know that.
He's the head
that's
of
already,
life.
but that's not, I still don't think, when we start talking about first, second, third, fourth, that's a little, it's a different concept to me. Everybody is as equally, he said, love thy God, love thy father, thy God, and love thy neighbor as thyself. It didn't say love me first, love me second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. It didn't say that. Everybody has to be equally important. Of course you got to have God first. That's just, or you're not even going to know how any of this is supposed to work.
Right.
But listen, in a positive relationship, everybody's important.
Everybody is important.
So what does it mean?
What I'm saying, the point I'm trying to make
Let me hear
is, if I'm talking to my partner on the phone, okay, and my daughter's out, and she tries to call me, I will say, hey, my daughter's trying to call me. Let me call you back. Let me see what's going on. I'm going to call her. If it's very important, I will let him know, listen, this and this happened. I gotta take care of this. If it's not important, I'll let her know, listen, I'm talking to such and such. And my daughter and I, we live together. She knows when I'm on the phone. She comes in. If there's something that she needs to talk to me about, she'll say, hey, Ma. And I'll be like, I'm on the phone.
See, and that's that's exactly what.
Ask, can we hold on for a second?
That's not first, second, third to me. That's everybody's equally as important. Some things that are happening takes precedent over the other. But let me tell you how he's equally important, because you asked him, you told him, you communicated, you talked to him. That makes sense. That just makes sense. Now, somebody get mad because I got to go check on my kids and something wrong with them. Something wrong with them.
Park yourself.
And that's why I asked.
Double park yourself.
Oh, people get mad.
I
think
guys get mad when you ask them to take a quick step back for your kids.
Oh, wait, that ain't.
Yeah, and if you have
fellas,
a problem,
take it back. You know what?
Right.
Park
if you
yourself.
have a problem with that, then block, delete.
Park yourself, because you know what? That tells her you don't know how to build. You don't know how to be in a family
wait
dynamic.
Wait a minute. Can I say this? Because I dated somebody, you know who you are, and it was overly weird. I mean, ooh.
Family dynamics. Everybody got a
No,
role.
because it don't matter what his daughter wanted. If she wanted $5 to go get a chip, that's more important than the conversation we was having.
Then no.
If it was whatever his daughter needed, and it could be in the midst of what we're doing, and I said, and I don't have a problem with that, but sometimes if we're doing something and you spend time, because I didn't live there, I lived here. So when I come there, you can't be leaving. I'm only here for 2 days.
That's different.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That so then it becomes
in that situation. That's weird, because we already planned this. You know I'm coming. Make plans with your daughter. Hey, bro, get your auntie, get your grandma, get somebody.
Saturdays, she gonna have to take you. Now, if she go to the hospital and you have to leave, that's different.
That's different.
Right.
So it's about.
He didn't value your time.
I know.
You see?
Listen, that's why I ain't even gonna mess him.
Then my question's answered.
He didn't value your time.
So listen, let me say this.
Thank you.
It is super, super, super. Thank you for being on.
Yes.
Hopefully, will you come back?
Yes.
Please do.
Hopefully you'll come back. I need you to download Central City Radio app. I don't know if I've told you that there's an app. It has music on there, really good music. Play the Xena station. That's my favorite one. But there's like 3 of them. Or is it 2 stations? It's 3 stations. There's 3 stations on there. So y'all download the Central City app, and we gonna get Julian on the show because he like to be in the background. He ain't a background person. Stop it. But anyway, but watch his show too, because it's called the Julian Show. So he also has a talk show, so y'all can figure out on this YouTube channel, so y'all can see who he is. He's the voice behind Central City Radio. So when y'all hearing the commercials and stuff, that's his voice. But again, we're trying to change the
trajectory.
The sound. Sound of Phoenix. We trying to give Phoenix a sound that is peaceful, man, and that heals, impacts, loves, and also empowers, man.
Y'all get off that negative energy. So
listen,
man.
today I challenge y'all, man. This is what I challenge y'all on this week. I challenge y'all to value somebody. If you have to do one thing, let's start. Let me pick one. Do something. Do a nice gesture for somebody that you value, and try to make it somebody who, if they always saying, I don't think you love me, and I don't think you this me, and I don't think you that, instead of you saying, yes, I do, go and do something that's just for them. just for them, and it don't have nothing related to, you don't want to get anything out of that, but you just want to do something for them. Let's get to valuing people, because it's causing a really,
it's very important,
big problem, especially in our relationships, man.
Yes.
Let's love, man. Let's go back
love.
to love. Go back to liking each other.
Exactly.
Listen, man. All that stuff now that we got going on, man, y'all know it's only a 2% difference between people. Mm-hmm. And as long as we stay separate, they gonna win.
Right. And we want to
your
unite.
tax ain't my tax,
Exactly.
ain't different than my tax. Let's go.
United we stand. So, hey, this is Let's Talk Sis with your girl Tamika, man. Y'all can find me on YouTube at Tamika Howell. Y'all can find me on at my Yahoo, Tamika Howell at yahoo.com. Y'all can find me on TikTok. Man, get on my TikTok so y'all can see my date experience. Tamika 88, get on that TikTok. I don't even look at Instagram. I'm on Facebook, Tamika Howell, TAMECA. My last name is HOWELL. And we love y'all, and we out this piece.
We out. And it's Flip the Con for everything. Let's go.